world is watching how the United States cleans up its act, or frankly plays out its role in the world while exercising enormous power that is both respected because it is so great and hated because it has such enormous impact around the world. America is actually now captive, unfortunately, to an internal conflict over what its values are, and it is dividing the generations. We see that not only are there different cultures in America, whether gay or heterosexual, whether it is north, south, whether it is urban, whether it is rural, we also see that there is a divide growing over the tolerance or the intolerance levels of young people for values of the old people. And we're going to be talking about that with Randy Stiver. Hello, Randy.
Hi, Howard.
Arab men were stripped naked and put in really weird sexual positions to humiliate them, supposedly to soften them so that they would disclose information. Turns out the government of the United States admits that 80 to 90% of the detainees actually were not a part of any kind of intelligence or terrorism. But is America held captive by what happened at Abu Ghraib in a way that no one would have been expected?
Well, yes, it is. You know, there's a proverb that King Solomon, a whole long time ago, collected or originated, I'm not sure which, and it simply is this: dead flies putrefy the perfumer's ointment, and he causes it to give off a foul odor, and so does a little folly to one respected for wisdom and honor. Now, America has been, at times, and has striven to be in this matter in dealing with the war on terror, and specifically in Iraq, striven to show wisdom and to be honorable. And now we have this folly that comes out, and it makes it smell like we have a mass of stinking dead flies floating in the Chanel No. 5. And that's what America smells like because of that. Now, that applies to any nation when they do the same thing, but it certainly does apply here. And that holds us captive to this, you know, this representation of the wrong kind of values that America traditionally has not followed, and right. Some do not subscribe to, and I would say there's an awful lot of our younger generation that don't subscribe to that kind of folly, and yet there are too many who do, and there's a lot of the older generation that subscribe to this sort of folly.
Where does the kind of perversion that we saw on the pictures from the interrogation techniques really come from?
Walk down to a video store in America, or probably anywhere else, you're going to get a lot of American movies there, and you just look at the titles and the pictures on the movies, and this is right where the little children can walk by and look at these two. You turn them over, and you read about all kinds of twisted, perverted, sort of sexual behaviors.
Sexualized violence.
Sexualized violence, all the outside of marriage sex is basically leans constantly in that direction, and is definitely increasing in the twisted way that it's viewed and behaved or done today outside of marriage that God sanctions. You're going to find that in the popular culture, in the entertainment industry, right? The video stores.
You have video stores, and then you have porno adult stores, and it is said that the porno industry is larger than the legitimate theater.
No doubt.
In the United States. But is in fact America the leading exporter of what the president, what the diplomatic corps might embarrassingly think is filth? Is America, frankly, the principal source of?
Well, I would say we are. I'd say that there are burgeoning movie industries coming up in other nations that you read about from time to time that might give America a good run for its money if they get some steam behind them. But America has been the cinema magnet of the world.
We have a generation that has been taught in America, though, that the one thing you must do is you must tolerate all alternative lifestyles and views, and that there's nothing really wrong with all kinds of sexual experimentation and the playing
right.
with violence
I would
and
say
mixing violence and
that's right.
sexuality
I would say
together
it's a
for fun.
generation and a half, because somebody had to be teaching it over the past 40, 45 years. And what we are seeing is the rise of the thinking of the 1960s as it was being taught at the universities. You were getting a core of leadership that then has largely taken over our educational system.
How about media? Has it taken over media?
It has taken over media, because media comes out of the journalism schools, the media classes of those universities.
Well, I know.
We have a systemic problem educationally in America. You get this vortex started, sort of a spiral, isn't it? You have things starting in education, and then that picks up outside of the educational circles in the entertainment industry, and then it swirls around and around, and other elements of society feed into it.
It's difficult to say what egg is leading the chicken and so forth. When Nietzsche said 150 years ago, God is dead, it was said that he dropped the bombshell